Hello guys and girls, and thanks for tuning in again to Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. And this is episode 6, and today is a special new episode because I try out a few new things, and well, you'll see. This episode consists of 5 flights into orbit, of which one I'm going to be narrating over, the one I'm going to be narrating over is the one you're already looking at. This contains a double payload, as you see. One is a part which we are going to teach something with into orbit, and the other one is the crew compartment for our solar station. I'm sorry guys that I haven't captured anything how I cheated the solar station shield into orbit. I somehow must have lost the footage somewhere. As well as I don't have footage of putting out the 2 payloads and returning this plane to the ground in one piece. It didn't crash it. Yeah. Well, I've tried some things in editing, and the next 5 flights I'm going to compress into a musical sequence. I put music I've found and downloaded and got the licenses for. That took a ton of time. Then I had to compress about 8 to 10 hours of, not 8, 6 hours of raw footage into this video, which took also a ton of time and edited. So I hope you all appreciate the video I'm going to give you. And I bid your patience for the next episode. I don't think I'm gonna be able to bring it out earlier than this one, because this episode and the next episode requires me to burn about 1 hour straight with each of the crafts I'm going to assemble in orbit in this episode, and it takes time. 1 hour. Sorry, 2 hours. I've done a few calculations and things. About 2 hours it is. Yeah. What we're seeing right now is our rendezvous with our first payload. No, not our first payload, with the payload we deployed in episode 4 and 5, the 2 payloads. I'm going to rendezvous right now and dock them. And after that, we're going to fly to payload number 2 of this episode, the crew compartment of the solar station. It shouldn't take too long, and while we're docking and stuff, I'm gonna fill it with talk. For making this series easier for me, I've edited the config file of the nuclear engine. No, I did not increase its specific impulse. And no, I did not increase its thrust, well, at least in the high efficiency mode. I've added another engine mode to it. It can now burn in a so-called high thrust mode, where it produces 120 kilonewtons of thrust and has a specific impulse of 700. This bears some resemblance to reality, because nuclear engines are more efficient the lower their thrust is, because they heat their fuel. In reality's cases, it is H2, liquid hydrogen, and they make it so hot that it turns into pressurized gas and flows out of the exhaust nozzle. And when you add a lower amount of H2, hydrogen, you can heat it to a higher temperature, and therefore your rocket has a higher specific impulse. So if I pump in a lot more fuel and produce a higher thrust, I have a lower amount of specific impulse, and therefore it's less efficient. Now that I have finished ranting about that, we're finally in for the second rendezvous of this episode, docking to the crew compartment. This is, I think, after I cheated the solar station into orbit. Yes, I think it is. We've gone around a second pass to get our encounter ride, Now we're braking. I'm adjusting how I come in. Yeah. Coasting to my target again, waiting. Kerbal Space Program is a game for people who have patience, I have to say. Oh, there's the solar station shield I cheated into orbit, so it's already up. Yep. Editing mistake, oops. And there's our crew compartment, which is called Orbital Shuttle, Solar Station Crew Module, and Solar Station Shield Orbit Sheet Tank. That's the other acronym, which is the second payload I used to cheat this into orbit. And we've docked. And you don't see a thing because it's so black. I'm looking against the sun. Next thing up should be take a look at the shield. It weighs about 12 tons. And with my crew compartment, which weighs about 12.5 tons as well, both of the modules will have a total delta V of about 12,000 meters a second, which takes a bloody long time to burn. We're hopefully getting them very near the sun. I maybe plan on expanding this, but I don't know. So, and now we come to the second part of the episode, the candy. 4 flights, 4 music titles, or 3 music titles, and your fun.